Let's roll. I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby on turn to the max. You with, he ain't talking about nothing. Ain't ballin', babe, he can't afford a bag. These little broke ass right in the past. I come with more than half. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. Buckets. Let's roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Rush. It is your boy in the building, Maxx Crosby, and I got my brothers with me. Brogan Roll back, Darian Terrell. We are back on The Rush. It is episode 88, and there are a lot of 88s out there. And the crazy thing about it is, looking at the list, there's a lot of great 88s. There's not too many sleepers on there. You're talking Tony Gonzalez. You're talking Michael Irvin. You're talking Alan Page, Brogan pull, which is elite. Who else? CeeDee Lamb.
Marvin Harrison.
CeeDee Lamb.
Marvin Harrison. God, there's a lot of great 88s, I'll tell you that. But wow.
Torrey Holt, Greg Olson.
Greg Olson. Drew Pearson. Hakeem Nicks. That's who I should have said. You know who I really should have said? Nick Batum. It's the fourth quarter. Why Batum in? The fuck you mean? Fuck. Anyway, we are back at it. We're fired up. We're locked in. And wow, it's been another great week. We got a lot done, a lot accomplished, and things are rocking and rolling. We start OTAs technically today. When you guys see this, it'll be today. But we start tomorrow. Really excited about it. You know, getting to be with the guys for the first time in person, and getting to really, I've met a couple of the guys just, coming through and doing the whole, the whole walk through, say what's up, chop it up real quick, and then move on. But really excited to be able to, build those relationships and being able to spend some real time with them. So fired up about that. Today I was leaving the building and ran into Kirko Bangs, walking through the building, which was dope. We had a great conversation. He was awesome. And so it definitely fired me up, a guy that I've competed against, and, seeing what he's done from afar for a long time. So yeah, dude has done a lot of great things in this league, and adding him to the squad is going to help a lot. And, we definitely got some more pieces coming as well. The draft is around the corner, which is exciting as well. But, this time of the year, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving pieces. Unfortunately, I've been a part of a lot of those big overhauls and changes, but, it's always exciting and new. It's just cool to be a part of something that, starting fresh and from the ground up. It's one of the main reasons I went to Eastern back in the day. Back what they sold me on is being a part of the change and helping turn around that program. And look what we've done with it, since then. We've gone to, a whole different level, and being a part of building something is something I've always loved and always wanted to do. You know what I mean? All the greats that I've admired and looked up to for a long time were a big part of changing their cultures and identities for the whole entire organization. So for me, being with the Raiders, and there's been ups, there's been downs, there's been a lot of adversity, there's been a lot of things, but it's also a thrill, having the opportunity to prove everybody wrong. And I'm really excited about what's to come. So it's exciting. OTA is about to be here. For me, I'm going to be rehabbing majority of these OTAs, and I'm going to be gearing up and getting ready for training camp. So it's something that's a little bit new. I'm usually getting ready for OTAs and rocking and rolling, but there's always, like we talked about, the goal hasn't changed. None of that has changed. We are planning on going to another level and taking that next step. And there's a million different roads you can travel down to get there. And for me, this is another road that we got to travel, and it's going to be unique. It's going to be hard. It's going to be different, but we're off to an incredible start. And we're ahead of schedule, and we're freaking rolling. So I feel incredible. I'm fired up. I can't wait to be around the guys and just be around the team environment. You're at this point in the year, like in the off season, you're around about 20 guys, 25 guys. With OTAs, you get all, all the coaches, all the players, everything, and you really start, headed towards that journey. You know what I mean? And it feels real now. You know what I mean? You get in the building and start really talking ball and learning the scheme, and we're gonna have the opportunity to learn, Robbie's new defense, which is gonna be his baby. You know what I mean? His own developed version of all the background and all the experience he has, and I'm really excited to see him blossom and put us in a great position to go out there and succeed. And I know Clint is going to do everything in his power to empower everyone in that building and lead us to where we need to go. So a lot of new things, a lot of changes, but I'm fired up about it and I can't wait. So I know the fans are fired up. I know everybody else is fired up about it. But we got to stay present, stay in the moment, take it one day at a time, and we got a lot of work to do until then. So it's really exciting.
I love it, bro. I love the perspective you got. You know what I mean? We've talked about this numerous times as a group, but look, every offseason, there's a new challenge that presents itself, and obviously you've overcame a lot of those, and here's just another one. But I think the perspective's cool. Like we've said, and behind closed doors, there's sometimes we don't know why, why you're not able to go out there and run and participate in OTAs, but there's a plan, right? Maybe there's a reason to be off your feet or whatever that might be. So I love the perspective that you got, bro, especially in a time like this. So, we're riding for you. We're excited. I cannot believe football is legitimately basically back, whether it's in OTAs or not. I officially count it as football is back, the greatest fucking sport in the world. So I got to ask you though, bro, with Kirko running into him, did he have any chains on? Did he have a flannel on? Did he talk to you like he was your CPA? I got to know really quick.
No, he was awesome, bro. He was cool. We were just talking ball, you know what I mean, and talking about each other's backgrounds, where he came from. He's a Michigan guy, he went to Michigan State, so he was just asking about like the recruiting process and how'd you go to Eastern, and he was getting recruited by the MAC. I didn't know that. He said it was down to Central, Western, or Toledo, and then Michigan State came in at the very end and offered him. Yeah, we don't like any of those schools. But that's who was recruiting him, and then Michigan State swooped him up at the very end, and the rest is history. You know what I mean? Ended up becoming arguably, if not the greatest quarterback to ever go through Michigan State, and he has had an incredible career so far. So, yeah, it was cool, bro. Just talking ball and being able to chop it up with somebody that you've seen from afar and gotten to compete against a few times. We were laughing about how in the Pro Bowl he was on the NFC team and I was sacking him, and we were talking shit, and it was just like, it's hilarious how everything's full circle. The NFL community is small, but you respect guys that love the game, and it's exciting to have him, a guy that really understands the game and has played at a high level, being a part of this thing. So it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and a guy who honestly, I got to get a round of applause for him, his agent, whoever it is, and also shout out to Spy Tech and them. Just a wonderful fucking way to bring in Kirk Cousins. I'm sure everybody's aware of the financial background on all that, but that's a guy who has more guaranteed money than I think anybody. I could be wrong on that, so feel free to fact check, but he's up there if he's not. He's made a hell of a career out of it. It's funny you say things come full circle. I remember super quickly, I went on a visit to Michigan State, and you guys both know Bill. You both know my dad. And he'll talk to a wall if there's no one else in the room, dead ass. And he'll tell you his greatest stories probably ever. But I remember we were in the Michigan State locker room and doing the whole tour, and we're moving the rooms, and all of a sudden I'm like, where is my fucking dad? Like, where is he? And I'm like, so I go back 3 more rooms that we already were in, and he's just in the stretching, where you used to put your legs up on there and do the whole stretching, like bars and all that. Kirk Cousins, my dad, just chopping it up for 15 fucking minutes. And I could only imagine, I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that moment, but I just think it's super cool. I've been following him for a long time too, and it's awesome to see that he's a teammate with our brother at the same time. So it's funny, to your point, how everything comes full circle.
Amen. No, I'm excited,
Big
bro.
Billy.
He seemed awesome.
Yeah.
Big Billy Shakespeare. What a legend, bro.
He is.
William.
I got to say this, though. Dexter Lawrence, before we get on with the show, we'll touch in real quick. This is about the only news in the NFL at the point, but Dexter Lawrence requesting a trade today from the Giants. Obviously, they've been on their 2-year negotiation, run of getting him what he thinks he's valued at. So, do you think Big Dex is on the move? Do you think he's going to stand strong on this? It almost doesn't seem right to see him anywhere else, but I'm excited kind of see where it goes.
I think if there's any defensive tackle out there who's going to push their value and that can get paid with and stand, like you have the Chris Joneses, there's a handful of them. Dexter Lawrence is one of them. Like, if you're not going to pay him, somebody else will. He is an absolute game changer from the interior, and you don't always get that. A multifaceted threat like he is. So, yeah, I mean, go wherever he gets paid. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, facts.
No, I respect that. He's been one of the most dominant interior guys in the league for years now, and he's got, not only the size but the strength and speed and all that combined to become not just a pass, not just a run stopping guy, but also a dominant pass rushing presence. He's played nose and has been the most dominant pass rushing nose tackle of our time. You know what I mean? He's so disruptive, and even if he doesn't have all the numbers every year, it's the fact that it's his impact. Every time you put him out there, you're going to have to put two guys on him or he's going to wreck the game. So, yeah, he's one of the better guys interior-wise in the whole league, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of out of the blue. I don't think really anybody I didn't really hear much rumblings about him getting traded or having issues there, but, things like that pop up. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for sure.
D, who do you think? I'm curious now. You got Chris Jones, Dexter Lawrence. Who you taking between those two in the interior? If you were a coach or you're an owner on a team, who do you want between those two? Because I feel like they're 1A, 1B as of now. Obviously, we don't have Aaron Donald anymore, but
yeah, I mean,
I think Jeff
you
Simmons.
got to immediately go to Chris
Simmons,
Jones.
don't sleep on him.
Jeff Simmons.
Yeah, he's a mutant. But between those two, you got to go to Chris Jones. Like, he bumps out and plays the 7. He plays a 5. He'll rush the edge if he's not getting any pressure on the inside or he's getting too much attention. The versatility there is ungodly. You don't see that, right? You can go from a shade to a nose to a 3 tech. Like, that is very versatile. But to be able to bump out and rush and go into Max's world, I mean, that's fucking insane. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Chris Jones.
Yeah, no, I feel like nowadays, like, you see a lot more guys like on the outside that will move inside and rush because of the speed advantage, and you got, more twitch in there on the guards. But you don't see it a lot where D tackles are going out to end, and Chris Jones is one of those guys where you can just move him wherever the hell you want, and it makes it real scary. That's why Aaron Donald was the same way. If Aaron Donald played strictly just defensive end, that motherfucker would have 15 sacks still. He's that good.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. But yeah, there's some of those guys that are just mutants, and Chris Jones is definitely one of those guys for sure.
Facts.
Well, D, you want to take us to the March Madness, bro?
Yeah, we have March Madness is coming to an end. Obviously, we discussed it last week. Max lost, and I don't think we've gotten much closure on his punishment, but I think the leading candidate is him having a nice fit going into training camp this year.
It was a fan favorite, to your point, D, in the comments.
I mean, I don't usually have bad ideas, but I mean, if I do, please tell me. But I thought that was a home run. I really did.
I'm with you.
So March Madness is coming to an end. Max did. Who had Illinois? Max had Illinois. You had Arizona.
No, I had Michigan.
Oh, you had Michigan. Okay. So we got a big matchup: Michigan versus UConn tonight, and it is. I'm actually a little interested to hear your guys' takes as to who you think is going to win this. And before we talk about this, is 23 the dude is for Michigan? Is he playing? I know he was out with a hurt ankle. He's playing?
Yes.
Yep.
He's supposed to be playing. Lindenberg.
Okay. Yeah.
Lindenberg.
Who's winning?
Max knows who's winning. That's why it's in silence over there, not the delay. He really
Go,
is scared.
Brogan. You're up.
Michigan's winning. Michigan's winning, and they're going to – I think it's a close game, though. Even though they're beating everybody by double digits, I think that's scary. But one thing Dan Hurley's going to do, and like he said, I think after their victory this weekend, they only have to win one. It's not a best-of-7 series. They just need to come out in one night. And he's a guy who obviously has proven to do that. If he gets this done, that's 3 championships in 4 years. Is it safe to say we'd start calling him our modern-day Coach K?
No,
but I'm riding with the Wolverines. There's too much size in there, bro. There is way too much size with the big fellas, and not only that, they're a top 10 offense mixed with a top 10 defense. And we've had this debate in the rec chat, Max, with the finals and the teams with the rim protectors, and where if they typically are the ones who end up winning, right? They end up being the ones who hoist the championship, and there's no difference with Michigan. They have a 7'3" center down there who's a mutant, and then they take him off. They have 2 6'9" guys down there who can get the job done at the same time. So I'm a fan. Mara, to me, I don't know if you guys are familiar. Is it fair? You know what? Take your pick, and then I got a great question for the group, Max. So you know where I lie, Michigan Wolverines all day, every day. Go against your core beliefs.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing. Michigan has proven the whole time, this whole tournament, that they're a number 1 seed for a reason. They've been the most dominant. They're scoring 90 points 5 times in a row. I think it's never been done. They're freaking balling at the highest level. I will say this, though. I'm a big Hurley fan. I fuck with Hurley heavy. And I know some people have their opinions about him and, oh, he's too much and da-da-da-da-da. That motherfucker knows how to win. And I know this for a fact. My boy Matt McGann, who's a scout for the Trailblazers, he's in our group chat, in our rec chat. He was talking about the practice that he went to at UConn, and he said it was unbelievable. He's just, the way they ran was like a machine, and the energy and everything was just unreal. And not taking anything away against Michigan. Michigan has been absolutely dominant. If they win, good for them. But for me, I'm picking UConn. I think UConn is going to show up and show out and pull off the upset and win tonight. I'm picking another upset. Fuck you guys if you don't believe me. See ya.
There's a major surprise there. We knew that was coming. Let me throw this little nugget in there really quick and see if I can change some minds, or before you throw out a winner. Dusty May, he may be short. And yes, he is the head fucking coach for Michigan. All right. And he looks like a little fella out there next to fucking Mara. Right. And I hope I'm saying that right. The 7'3" giant. But do you know where he started his basketball coaching career at?
EMU.
Assistant coach at the Eastern Michigan fucking Eagles.
True EMU, baby.
Show some respect. You root for the ones that have bled green before. They made our program better once before. You ride with those guys. Now, if you want to be what Max is being right now, then go do it. But I am a fan of Dan Hurley myself, but I want to see him pout. I want to see him lose his mind all over the coaches, or the referees, I should say, tonight, all because everything's going downhill. It would be nothing better. I'm excited, though. Dusty May.
Wow. So it comes down to me, huh?
Yeah. Who do you want to be friends with more?
Well, if you know me, you've known that college basketball hasn't been the nicest to me. Hasn't been very friendly with me. And you know why? Because every upset wins. No favorite ever wins the fucking game except like the last maybe week. That's it. So I'm going to have to say I'm on the side of the little storyline that's going on with Terrace Reed, who transferred from Michigan to UConn and has had a dominant season here for the Huskies. I like a big guy that can get down in the post and he can score against anybody. I'm riding the Huskies because solely the fact I refuse to bet on another fucking favorite and they get the doors blown off them again. I don't forget about any of these. And they're all on my list for next year.
We don't want that. We don't need it.
At least he's saying we now. At least we can actually call him a fan. He bleeds blue. You bleed blue, face ass. That's you.
We are the. How does he say? We love our team. Yeah, we bleed blue, face ass. Get the fuck out of here. UConn. I'm with the Huskies
all day. I'm with the Huskies. I'm going ROI.
Today I'm in the weight room. I'm rolling my back out. Oh shit! Almost took out the machine, the fridge, and Spy Tech walks in there and he's wearing all Michigan head to toe, and I'm like, God, they need to lose just so I can talk shit. So that's why I pick UConn, just so I can talk shit.
Fair.
And he was so he was wearing it head to toe. He had a big smile on his face. I'm like, Dan Hurley, please God find a way. So I need to talk my shit. Nothing fires me up more.
Is Vitek a Michigan guy? Did he graduate from
Yes,
Michigan?
he played at Michigan with Tom. They were teammates.
So Stan Parrish must have coached both of them. R.I.P. to Stan fucking Parrish.
R.I.P. Stan, but
R.I.P.
he's quite the coach.
Max doesn't know. Was that before your time at Eastern?
I was not there.
Bro,
Stan
let me
Parrish
just tell you a little bit about Stan.
Please, thank you.
A little bit about Stan. I was playing
first.
He's a Super Bowl champion. He coached. He says that he was there when they implemented and created inside zone, and has been all over. He won the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay.
Brady's quarterback coach at Michigan as well.
And
was mine at Eastern.
Coach. This guy was something
wow.
else. Great guy, little coach, Stan Parrish. But let me just tell you a little bit about this man. I was playing the absolute best game. I was young. I was probably a redshirt freshman. And I was playing the best game sophomore, playing the best game of my career to that point. Halftime comes around. I mean, we're playing in DeKalb at NIU, and I was killing it. I come into the locker room, and this man literally goes, "Biscuit?" He called me Biscuit because he used to call Warren Sapp Biscuit as well. So that's how he would refer to me. He'd say, "Biscuit, you're benched." Like, what? The fuck for what? He goes, "You're done." No answers, nothing. Come to film the next day. Called me up to his office, and he goes, "I'm sure you want to know why I benched you." I was like, "Yeah, I do." Why? Like, what the fuck happened? He said, you smiled at breakfast.
Yeah.
I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He goes, "You smiled at breakfast. You weren't locked in." I said, "I graded out the highest." "Nope, you weren't locked in." I knew I was benching you from that second. That man literally, he didn't give a fuck, just pulled me just because I fucking smiled at breakfast 6 hours before the game.
Hey, we need more of those guys in the league. Hey, we need more of those guys coaching ball nowadays. And to your point,
Hard
Max,
nose.
you should know he was with Gruden, won the Super Bowl with Gruden in Tampa Bay. He's a legend, and he did pass away. That's why I said R.I.P. Stan Parrish.
R.I.P. Great guy.
R.I.P.
Biscuit will live forever rent-free in my head.
He said, "I hate you all the same." He would never learn people's names. So I was actually the lucky one. I wasn't my number. It was just Biscuit.
It's incredible. Everyone just spam
That
the
is
Biscuit in the
classic.
comment section right now for Stan Parrish.
That's all right. If you're going to call me a nickname after somebody, I'm okay with it being after Warren Sapp.
Facts. That could be worse for you. All right, I got to ask this question really quick since we're on the Michigan train. Ada Mara, the big center, I had to make sure I said that correctly. 7'3" Spaniard, UCLA a couple years just to develop, and Michigan just steals them right out of there because, we have the big bucks. Okay? The Big Ten is all business schools, D. They're here to stay. They're here to be number one, and I know that's hard for you to hear after our off-season arguments, but the money isn't going anywhere for the Big Ten. And that being said, if you're not familiar with this game, then shame on you both. But I got to ask this question. Does he kind of have a little Wemby in him? Hey, does he?
Why? Because he's a semi-athletic, just fucking alien.
How many have we seen like that? None really, other than Wemby.
Yeah, but it's like literally getting a new Honda, and then there's a fucking Lamborghini that drives by, and like kind of the same.
Wemby's
Kinda
obviously
similar.
respectfully different, but there's some similarities. Okay, maybe
He's got some
driving a
versatility
Honda.
to his game. He's
Maybe
got some versatility to his game.
Of course.
Maybe he's driving a Honda, but he stole the fucking BMW sign and slapped it on the front of his car.
Yeah.
Listen,
Could be it.
Mara's he's a great player, and he's, like you said, versatile, big monster, great player. Just let him be that. Don't compare him to literally an Area 51 creature that is not normal.
Okay.
Wemby is not from this planet. He's not normal, bro. You can't. There's not one human that's been in the league that's as big and athletic, could shoot everything like him in a long time. And I'm not even like a huge, like, I'm not, some people are like, Wemby's the greatest player of all time already. Like, I'm not that person, but he is an absolute alien. So comparing a college guy to him is just not fair at this point.
I know.
All respect
And
to
honestly,
both parties.
Wemby's probably younger than Mara, to be honest. All the European guys are coming to play in college basketball. They're freshmen, but they're really like 21 or 20, right? Like they play a couple years over there in the pro.
21.
21. All right, guys. As you know, starting something on your own sounds exciting in theory, but once you're actually doing it, you realize how many hats you suddenly start to wear. For example, when we started this podcast, it felt like we had to figure out everything for ourselves. Recording setup, scheduling, branding, editing, distribution. And every week, there was a new problem to solve. It can definitely feel overwhelming when you are building something from scratch. That's why tools that simplify things are huge. And for millions of businesses, that's Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and about 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From major brands all the way to people who are just getting started with their first idea. And this is what I like about it, guys. They make it easy to build a clean, professional online store with hundreds of ready-to-use templates so you can create something that actually fits your brand. And might I add, looks good as well. Shopify also has helpful AI tools that can write product descriptions, create page headlines, and even enhance your product photos. And when it comes to actually running the business, guys, Shopify puts everything in one place. Inventory, payments, analytics, shipping, returns, so that you guys aren't juggling a bunch of platforms. You can even run an email and social campaigns directly through Shopify to help people discover your brand. Start your business today with the industry's best partner, Shopify, and start hearing. So sign up now, guys, for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/rush. Go to shopify.com/rush. That's shopify.com/rush. Cha-ching. All right.
100%.
Well, hey, listen, I know this is a conversation, Darian, you've been waiting to have here, but you want to scoot on over to maybe a little NFL draft, or just a slight preview for the boys? We know it's a few weeks out.
I think it's good for us to start. Just start the conversation. We're getting close to the draft. There's a lot of good players that are going to be on the move, right? Obviously, rookies can really propel NFL teams to the next level if you draft right. So I think everybody here knows ball pretty well. So I just would love to get everybody's perspective as to just one player. If you have a couple, that's fine, but just one player from your respective position group that just jumps out to you. And it doesn't have to be your headliner, first pick, but like somebody that you've seen, you know their film, you've watched them play last year, and you think that they're gonna make some waves first year as a rookie for a team.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. Hey, so this is my guy. This is my guy I'm going with, and I'm going pure off not opinion and all this other shit. I'm going off a straight film and what I've seen.
Is he a Buckeye?
No. Mesidor from Miami. Defensive end.
Oh.
He's not he's gonna be up there. He's gonna be a pretty high draft pick for sure. And Ruben Bain, respectfully, he's gotten all the praise. He deserves all the praise because he's an absolute dog. It has nothing to do with that. But we come on the show, we give people their flowers when they deserve it, and some guys that go a little bit under the radar. And I feel like Mesidor, just watching some of his tape, his bend is crazy. The way he's able to get around the edge, the way he's able to get off the ball, he's freaky. And he's got some traits that you can't coach. And I think a guy like him could come in and play right away because he's 25 years old, which is like some teams might look at as a bad thing. But also, if you need a guy right now to come in and play, I feel like a guy like him, like he's already developed. He's a grown-ass man. He could come in and definitely make some noise early on. And I've been watching him from afar, and I know, like, watching both those Miami guys get after it, like, they're legit. But Mesidor, he's very underrated to me, and I think he's one of the best, if not the best, just pure pass rush prospect in this draft. So whoever gets him, I know he's 25 years old, which is crazy. I came in the league, I was 20 years old, which is nuts. But Mesidor, he's an absolute dog, and I think he's gonna be really good.
Wow, that's a good pick, D. I thought he was gonna go Bain or even the linebacker from Ohio State. I didn't know he was going that route.
I like that pick a lot.
I do too. Who you got, D? I know you've been just waiting for this. I'm curious who you're going for. I got to be honest with you. I don't know a bunch of the big fellas are in the trenches here, so I'm excited to be enlightened.
I got one person, and you're gonna appreciate it because this is a Big Ten play. This is a Big Ten play. Not a tackle. We're going to the interior of the offensive line. And I mean, this guy, Vega Luane, I believe is how you say it. Number 71 for Penn State. I mean, he is an absolute fucking killer. And not just one of those guys who puts their paws on people and has bad fundamentals. This dude's hands are intentional. They're violent. You watch any of his pass sets, and usually as an interior guy, it's not our strong suit. You want to run the ball. This dude stays parallel to the line of scrimmage. He's strong. His set is literally just immaculate for a big guy, 6'4", like 330. He moves like crazy. They had him in motion against. They probably saw the viral clip of him against UCLA running the Trent Williams, running in motion and just absolutely killing a guy from UCLA. He can pull. He finishes down the field at like 15, 20 yards once he gets engaged. Like, this guy he's impressive, and it's not, like I said, just your overpowering player. This is someone who, once they get to the league, they have the ceiling and potential to take the next step. So he's a guy that I would take very high on the board.
I like that. I like it for a few reasons, D. I love being enlightened on the big fellas in the trenches. You know, it's close to the heart. But secondly, I love that you had to regretfully keep it inside the Big Ten. It's a gift that keeps on giving, truly. I'm going to do this. I struggled with this a little bit because I'll be completely frank. Please. Outside of the first two guys, Mendoza, and then you have Ty Simpson, some people out there arguing who's 1 and 2. I'm not one of them. I think the quarterback class is a little weak. I think that's fair to say that. And I'm going to say that because, well, that's what us quarterbacks do. We kind of hate, right? Sometimes once in a while. But more importantly, it is a weak class. But that doesn't mean the talent's not in there. And it doesn't mean that there's some guys that just need a little bit developing on their end. So I struggled with Garrett Nussmeier. I thought maybe that's who I wanted to attack. I thought he was a guy who everyone talked about being the first quarterback off the board after his previous season at LSU. But after your conversation this morning, your comment, D, mine was Drew Aller, bro. I think him being 6'5", 230, he has high upside as a QB. He's got elite size, obviously, like I said. He's got the arm talent. He can make every throw. He can throw the tight windows, does a good job layering it. When I say that, he can layer the ball over the middle defenders, the level 2 ball, most people might know it as. And he does a good job going through his progressions. So those things right then and there are huge. And one stat that I think it's overlooked, and I hate that it does nowadays, is he has 35 starts. That's a lot. That's a lot for a college player, especially at that position. And I think experience plays the biggest role in it all. Now, the NFL is different. He basically is a guy who has superstar potential, who hasn't lived up to the moment, though. I'm aware of that, right? Like, he gets off the bus, you're like, who's this freak? I compare him a little bit to a Josh Allen because there's accuracy issues. He misses high, he misses wide. That happens. Josh Allen did the same shit coming out of college, and everyone talked about how big he was. All the physical traits are there. You put him somewhere where he can develop for a little bit or throw him into the fire. I don't know, whatever works best, but I'm excited to kind of see where it takes off for him. And really quick, Garrett Nussmeier, you throw him as a backup at the Rams, and you throw a guy who's a system guy like that in there, couple years you might have someone. So those are the two guys I'm looking to see, probably more of like a day 2, possibly an early day 3 pickup. But I think he could weirdly get pushed earlier depending on what some teams see in him and as far as the development goes. So that's my guy, Drew Aller.
That's good. That's good analysis. Yeah. And too bad I don't know how, they just weren't good in the Big Ten. It's weird.
To be fair, it's like, yeah. To be fair, I think we know this, right, D? It's hard to go through a coaching change, especially in the middle of a season. You know, your identity almost leaves with your head coach. So James Franklin getting the surprise fire for most, that can put a toll on your team, and especially at your quarterback position. You take on the identity of your head coach. You have to be the coach, the player's coach out there on the field, right? So I think losing that might have kind of hindered him. And then obviously he went through a lot of injuries this year, and that's eventually what kept him out at the end of the year. So hopefully he's doing well. It looked like his rehab's going well through the draft process. But yeah, I want to see him in the preseason. It's kind of like Will Howard, a lot of physical traits. Now let's just fucking see it. Let's get him out there and let's see what they got.
I think that was well done by the boys. I think everybody gets some good insight. So I think as the draft progresses, or we get closer to the draft, we can start getting some nuggets here from the actual professionals in this space, because I think this time of year, that always fascinates me. They work all year round to shine for 3 days. So, cool. What do we have anything else here for the draft, Brogan?
No, I guess my only question I have for you guys would be, at this point, and maybe it lines more on UD, but would you guys take a dominant tackle in this draft or a superstar wide receiver in today's NFL?
I'm going dominant tackle. And I don't want to say it's like as a bias, right? But the dominant tackle is solely dependent on really themselves. And if you're going to have a dominant receiver, you're going to need a lot of other pieces to ensure that receiver can shine. So I would start with the foundational piece and build up from there.
I like that.
Max, yeah, I think you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong getting a great tackle. You know what I mean? It's like, the NFL, like if you can't protect the quarterback, I mean, you're in trouble, and you need a guy that can anchor at least, one side and be on an island when necessary and be able to play well and pass pro and also in the run game. So I feel like, it's not the sexiest pick when it goes across the ticker, but also when you're talking about longevity and you're talking about a core, staple for, foundational piece, you need tackles. A guy like Colton Miller, like we've had Colton going on 9 years now, and he's just consistent as ever, big body, 6'8", absolute monster, and can move. And a guy like that, you're just like, okay, we don't have to worry about left tackle for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? And just one of the most important positions. And if you can find that guy, you can never go wrong. And I'm not against getting a blue chip receiver. Like you get a Justin Jefferson or a guy like that, he could change your whole damn, dynamic of your offense. You know what I mean? If they're that good. Anybody from Ohio State or Michigan or Ohio State or LSU, like those guys are fucking, something's in the water there. You know what I mean? It's something different. But being a trenches guy, I'm taking a tackle, foundational tackle every time, just because it's not, like you said, it's not the sexiest, but also that's the foundational piece that you can help build your team around.
Facts. And I don't know if anyone's ever gone wrong by building in the trenches first and foremost. If anything, you hear more headlines and storylines about the people who did it the opposite way, right? So I don't fault either one of you. Obviously, from a quarterback perspective, you want to have that guy, and obviously this is just hypothetical. It's based on whatever the team's needs are that they're going to go after. But I mean, who's the second highest paid player on a team besides the quarterback? Is it defensive ends now, or is it the receivers? I'm starting to think it's pretty close.
It's DN. It's kind of, it's back and forth. But right now, the market's higher with DNs.
See, so if you're gonna go against you're protecting the highest value in sports, and then you're also basically protecting, or like going against the second highest value in sports. So I think that only means right to have the best in the game in that position. So I'm with you guys on that, especially from a quarterback. I'm not getting my head taken off from a backside. So yeah, it is a personal favorite of mine, especially when the guys or the tackles are just yelling your name after their beat. Yeah, that's a plus. All right, guys. Sleep is one of those things you don't really think about until you're not getting good sleep. Trust me. I've been having that recently until I switched over to Helix. So if your mattress isn't great, you feel it the next day, you wake up tired, sore, or just not even fully rested. That's why I was interested when Helix sent me one of their mattresses to try out. Helix makes premium mattresses that are designed around how people actually sleep. They've got more than 20 different models with options for side, back, or stomach sleepers if you're like myself. Plus, it does not stop there, okay? It's plus soft, medium, and the firm feels. So you're not just stuck with one of those one-size-fits-all mattresses. But one thing that truly stuck out to me, guys, was the hybrid design. It's supportive, but it's still really comfortable. And they even have cooling options if you tend to sleep warm, like myself. And since switching, guys, I definitely notice I fall asleep quicker and stay asleep longer. And Helix actually found in a study that 82% of people saw an increase in their deep sleep cycle while sleeping on a Helix mattress. They also make that process really easy for you. The mattress ships right to your front door for free in the United States. You get a 120-night sleep trial to make sure you like it. And it comes with a limited lifetime warranty. So head on over to helixsleep.com/therush for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/therush for 20% off site-wide. And when you guys are checking out, make sure you drop our show so they know that we sent you guys. And one more time, that's helixsleep.com/therush. I'm going to start off with this. There's a lot of Lake Show fans that tune in, just being on the West Coast. And there's a lot of bad news, obviously. Not only did the Lake Show get crumbled by OKC, they lose Luka, then they lose Reeves. It was like the triple entendre, whatever you want to call it. What's it called, D?
Triple on time.
Thank you. That's exactly what went down. So I want to ask, because I'm biasly speaking, no Luka, no Reeves, no problem for the King. Can LeBron carry him through the first round? I got to hear the thoughts, and I'm prepared to be fully pissed off afterwards too. So
Pull up that Timmy, pull that up in the background real quick. Because from what I've seen, I believe they're probably going to drop, and they're either going to have to play the Nuggets, or probably not the Nuggets. They'll probably play the T-Wolves or the Rockets. Yeah, and that's scary. You know what I mean? I like the Lakers. I think the Lakers are playing the best ball by far since they've gotten Luka, since the Luka trade. And then all this shit happens. So now you're going out there and playing, with your two stars out. Obviously, Luka being MVP candidate, and then Reeves is like one of the better, number twos in the league. So it's like you're looking at basically LeBron having to turn the clock back with a team that doesn't have a ton of depth. And that's going to be tough when you're playing a guy like Ant-Man in the first round who's got a whole squad with him, who can play both ways, defend, run, and fly. It's tough. And you saw what happened last year. They had Luka and Reeves, and it still didn't. They got beat. And then you're looking at the Rockets. You're going against KD, and I think KD and LeBron are going to somewhat cancel each other out. But he's got Amen Thompson. He's got, Sengun. He's got Jabari Smith. There's a lot of pieces on that Rockets team. If you're shorthanded going in the playoffs against guys like that, it's going to be really fucking tough. So, yeah, it is unfortunate. I'm honestly, and I'll say this, as a basketball fan, I'm sick for the Lakers fans because everyone was so excited and finally seeing him turn the corner, and it's LeBron. LeBron's probably got one or two, maybe 1 year left after this. And you're like, okay, they're gonna have an opportunity to try to make a run here. But now it's going to be virtually impossible, in my opinion, for them to make a run, let alone get out the first round. So I think it's going to be real tough. But I will say this. These playoffs in general, East, the West, one of the most up in the air, intriguing, interesting playoffs that I've seen in a long time, all the way through the East. Like, you can go all the way down from the Pistons at number 1 down to the Hornets at number 8. Like, all those teams are dangerous. Philly is healthy now, and Paul George been playing out of his mind. They are a dangerous fucking team to see in the first round. You got the Hawks, who are one of the more dangerous teams in the league right now. They're going to match up with my Harden-led Cavs, and that's going to be that's not an easy matchup, most likely. You know what I mean? Unless the Cavs overtake the Knicks and go to 3, they might have to play Philly, and still not an easy game. Hornets are one of the hottest teams in basketball right now. And if they run into a team like the Pistons, who are banged up, Cade has been out for about a month, like, that's not an easy matchup, bro. The Hornets can beat anybody right now. So I just like that there's a lot of depth. It's not so top heavy right now. There's a lot of really good teams, and there's a lot of stars around. And I think this is what Silver intended when he put the second apron in the CBA, is like, it's going to make it more competitive, so it's not so top heavy every year. Like we used to see just the Cavs and the Warriors every year, or in the West, it was the Warriors Rockets every year. Like, now there's going to be a little bit more competition. It's going to be harder to win. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to see these playoffs. And the play-in is literally a week from tomorrow. So I'm fired up about it, bro. It's going to be a great playoffs.
Which is longer way so my boys can get healthy. And I got to ask this, though. Obviously, the news came out. Luka's going back over to Europe for his treatment. Better medicine? Obviously, they must allow stem cell or something over there that they're not allowing here. But it's obviously within the rules. We know that, right? Yeah. I have to say this, though. And I'm not rooting. I'm optimistic. I know the King has carried numerous times. I know what's in there, and if he can pull it out of the tank. The problem is, to your point, Max, they are low in depth, and they're not a great defensive team. So, and I'm not saying with Luka and Reeves they're 10 times better on defense. I think we all respect what they bring to the table. But to that point, Luka's playing the best defense probably of his career right now. And then Reeves has stepped it up another notch, and then they're allowing LeBron to just kind of play free and add in his touches here and there. But if they don't make it, will be Luka's fault, or are they just going to put it? Or people like Max and everyone else out there who just hate LeBron for a living, are they just going to fucking put this on LeBron again? And am I going to have to sit here and defend him one more time around? Or can we just agree that LeBron's dealt a shit hand again? Kevin Love gets hurt in the playoffs or before the playoffs. Kyrie gets hurt, and LeBron's going in there. You know it's true. And he's going in there, and he's got to be Superman all over again. Jordan didn't even make the playoffs when he was fucking 39 and 40. The fuck?
That's a whole completely different circumstances, but all right. Completely different circumstances. But anyway, we won't get into that argument.
My point is, can we blame someone else for once instead of it just being LeBron's
fault? No, this is all a part of the
LeBron's not going to get blamed for them losing, bro. It's okay.
I hope he does. You know why? You know why? Because what's going to happen is they're going to lose, and he's going to come right on back home to Cleveland. And then we can all be friends.
Come on
again.
home.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I'm not opposed.
Yep.
I know. Is LeBron going to go trucking back in the snow in his last year? Is he?
It's better than taking in the smog in LA. All right.
All right.
That's a good
anyway.
All right. Let me ask this really quick.
Cavs, baby. James Harden. Tune in.
Okay.
Let me put that out.
We know that,
first
but
and foremost.
Okay, who are you most scared of?
I need him to be great.
As Cavs fans, both of you.
Celtics.
I want to know who you're most scared of.
Celtics.
That's fair.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Celtics. I think the Pistons are super tough. Pistons are tough as hell especially. I mean, they've had Cade Cunningham. They've had a lot of big pieces. They've been out low key for a minute, and the Pistons have still found a way to win consistently with backups in there, which is just a testament to their culture and what they built over there. So they're not going to be an easy out for anybody. That Pistons team is tough as fuck, regardless who they got on the court. So that alone is extremely impressive. But yeah, Boston, I mean, you got to look at Boston. I mean, Tatum's come back and he's been balling. I know it's going to be a higher level of intensity when it comes to playoffs, but I think bringing him back before so he can kind of get his feet under him is going to help. So I think obviously Boston, in my opinion, it's going to be tough for Tatum to be MVP level Tatum, but he's a big piece. If he can get 20 and 10 a night, that's going to help them even more. And they're another team. They had Tatum out all year, and they had a lot of guys that haven't got minutes like that playing, and they still are number 2 seed in the East. Like, that's a testament to the culture. So Pistons, Celtics, all those teams have great cultures. Like the Knicks, I think the Cavs would wipe the Knicks, to be honest, in my opinion. And it's going to really come down to health. They got to be healthy, and Harden has got to step up and play great basketball, and Mitchell's got to do the same. You know what I mean? If those two are playing really well, they're going to make everybody better. You know what I mean? And recently, like since Harden's got there, he's been, I think his record since he got to Cleveland is 18-6, which is really, really freaking good. He's still is still learning on the fly and has played with like 12 different lineups since he's got there, which is even more impressive. But if they can get healthy and they got the 2 big men in there with Mobley and Allen and having Strus back, and you know what I mean? Like they have depth and they have some big men. So I think they can protect the rim, and Harden and Mitchell, they can go off anytime, anywhere, any place. So I think I like the Cavs a lot. And I think most likely they're going to probably run into the Hawks round 1. It's going to be the Hawks or the Sixers, and they're not going to be easy matchups. Both those teams are playing really well right now, and the Cavs are playing good too. So I think ultimately got to be healthy, and I think it all comes down to Harden. Harden is, and you know this, I'm the biggest, there's guys that I idolize, the MJs, the Kobes, all that, like those are the guys that I like idolize. Harden, I've been a super fan since 2012. So I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs. I have a great relationship with him. He's a great player. He needs to go out there and be vintage James Harden for a whole playoff series and carry that each round. Like, and whether that's being a facilitator, whether that's being a 30-point a night guy, he's got to pick his spots and understand that being aggressive is going to help him. The game's going to come to him if he just stays aggressive. Regardless if his shot is falling at that time, he just got to attack and be on the attack. Because if he's one of the best facilitators in the league. If he can get in the lane and his shot's not falling, he still can create for others. And they got shooters everywhere, and they got lob threats. So he just got to be aggressive. Harden's got to be great in these playoffs, and I think they legitimately have a chance to go and make a run. That's my opinion.
We got to go to a playoff game, it sounds like. Yeah, I think it just sounds like we got to go to a playoff game.
We have
like, you can't crescent the Cleveland season and not be there.
Hey, I'll be a friend. I'll root for the Cavs. I hope they make it out of the East because that's what friends do. I'm like Max Kendrick Perkins over there, fucking hating. You might as well tweet first round exit to the Lakers fucking account just like him.
He didn't piss you off.
I have beef.
Listen, Perkins hates on everybody, so at least I respect that.
Yeah, I really respect that. Fuck out of here. All you did was run up and down the court and rebound and then grab fucking KG's towel. Let's be real. Anyways, let's move on before I really get upset. All right, boys, real talk for a quick second. Bitcoin is sitting around 71,000 right now, which seems wild until you realize it was at 126,000 back in October. So yes, it's been a tough stretch. 5 red months in a row. But here's the thing. And if you've been around crypto long enough, you know these are the moments where people quietly load up. Nobody tweets about buying the dip until it's already ripped back. That's just how it works. And if you're someone who's just been watching from the sidelines, waiting for a better entry, well, this is what a better entry actually looks like. You can start with $20 on Bitcoin.com, the OG self-custody wallet trusted by over 70 million users. Here's the thing, guys. You hold the keys, not them. Not even Bitcoin.com can touch your coins. They partner with our friends over at MoonPay, so buying Bitcoin is as easy as double tap on Apple Pay. Literally takes seconds. Nobody knows where this thing goes next, but the people who've done well in crypto are the ones who showed up when everyone else got bored. Do your own research, but don't sleep on it. Really quick, I would say the East is more open, which makes it a lot interesting. Like, not saying there's not a clear-cut favorite, but I feel like on the West, I'm optimistic, like I said, but I really think it's probably the Thunder, the Spurs. They're head above everybody right now, right? Unless somebody makes a magical run, which can happen. But you talk to a bunch of people on the Eastern Conference, you got people who are choosing the Knicks, you got people who are choosing the Pistons, you got people who are choosing the Cavs, you got people who are obviously like the Celtics all day long, right? So I'm really interested to watch the Eastern Conference, and it's cool for once because being in the Eastern Conference for so long myself, feel like it got a lot of shade, and a lot of people were always talking about the Western Conference. So it's cool to see the Eastern Conference finally getting some shine and some good ball.
I respect that. Partially respect that.
Thank you.
All right, let's go on to actually. Before I did think about this, I did make another LA joke, and I got a call from my dad. I get a text from my uncle, like, quit talking, slandering LA. So I will give it a break for a week. But I shouldn't have said it. Go Lakers. There you go. That's as good as it'll go.
Thank you. And you are a LeBron fan. Let the fans know that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, it's clear. Everybody should know by now. It's Cleveland. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's right here in the soul. It's in the heart. But look what logo's on my chest, Rob. Don't get it twisted. You hear me? Okay. Now we're going to get into the next part here. We're going to get into the next part.
Cue the music.
It was one of the greatest weeks in sports history, right? Every single year. We get 52 of them in only 1 week. 1 week is dedicated to this beautiful oasis in Augusta, Georgia. And it is called the Masters. And so we're going to get in, and I don't want to hear, oh, I hate golf. Why are we talking about golf? No, shut up. We're going to talk about golf right now. And we're going to talk about the Masters. And I want to hear, everybody gets 2 picks, okay? We can't just do one. There's a field of 90 people. Who do you all think is going to be hoisting the trophy, putting on the green jacket on Sunday evening in Augusta, Georgia? 2 picks.
Let's start with Max.
I like it.
We got the Masters green behind you.
That's what I should have worn. I should have worn my Masters. That's on me.
Didn't I say that?
That's on me. I know. You said that. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. It's on me. I take it on the chin. It's all good, but I'm close. I got somewhat green. It's olive green.
I like that.
Anyway, I told you guys earlier, for some reason, boom, John Rahm. I like John Rahm. I've always been a fan. I think he's a hell hell of a golfer. And for some reason, I felt the energy. I've seen him walk around. I'm like, okay, Jon Rahm is my guy. So I'm rocking with Jon Rahm. He's my number one. But second, I'm going with Bryson. I think Bryson has been playing really well. I think he's like that. He's always dangerous, and he's a sleeper. Like he's not a full-blown sleeper. Everyone knows how great he can be, but I feel like he can come in there and do his thing. You know what I mean? It's such an open. There's always like a guy that comes out of nowhere, and it could be anybody. You know what I mean? But for me, if I get two options, obviously I said Jon Rahm's my number one, but I like Bryson, bro. And I'm learning more and more about golf, and I feel like I like what Bryson's bringing to the table, so he might come out and shake some branches up. You know?
The Masters will bring a fan out of any casual or anybody in general who has any bad words to say about golf, right, D? I mean, it's just the most beautiful.
100%.
It's the most beautiful event, and when I say beautiful, it's just nostalgic. It's
no
peaceful,
phones.
no phones.
It just preserves a piece of history.
You have to be elite of the elite to even get in there to put your eyes on these fellas swinging the club, right? So, I like his two guys. I have to say, just to get it over with, I also have Bryson for my one of them. So I like Bryson. I do a lot. Now, can his short game keep up? Can he be accurate with his long irons on a small target, meaning the green there at Augusta? Because they've made that course longer over the last 15, 20 years. He's proven that. He loves to hit the ball deep, right? Now, can his short game keep up, and can he adjust to the winds that are going to be out there? I think so. He's the mad scientist for a reason. He's taken all these calculations and these formulas back to his fucking crazy den, and he's going to come out, and he's always been competitive. So I like Bryson on your end. I'm also jumping on that train. And then the other one I've gone back and forth on. I really have. And I feel like what I'm going to settle on is OG. No, not Phil. He's not here. He's not playing this year. No, not Tiger. We know he's not playing, but the other OG, Justin Rose. I like Justin Rose. He literally lost to Rory last year. I like him this time around. He's a Ryder Cup warrior. I think he's the greatest Ryder Cup player of all time. So when it comes to competitive matches, he's a dog. And I like what he brings to the table at the Masters. This guy knows this place like the back of his hand. Those are my two guys. And you already know there's a laundry list of honorable mentions, D. And you know we probably have the similar guys in that front.
What the fuck?
Cue Jim Nance.
Well, that sucks.
Why? You have both those guys?
No, I have Rose. I think Rose is the one.
That's all right. We all have one common ground.
Yeah, but I'm not even going to do it. I'm gonna go on the other end of this. Okay, I think I don't disagree with any of the picks that you guys have. Thank God you didn't say Spieth, right? Because I figured that you might. I'm actually going to. I'm like the person who just doesn't know how to break a cycle. No matter what you do, I'm going to fall back into the same cycle,
so
and that's why today.
Oberg.
And I'm going to go with Obi Toppin. Oberg.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, sorry. I'm going to go with Ludwig Oberg. Okay. He has the potential out of any younger player to be an elite golf, like an elite. If he could have a little bit of mental fortitude, could go and he could get the Grand Slam type of a potential, the type of player he is. But he's been going over through some obstacles. He lost the lead a couple tournaments back. He had the lead last week. He had the lead last week in the Texas Open, and then he lost it during. You can say it's the rain, but there was a lot of things going wrong. I think that he comes out inspired, and as long as he's not leading on day one or day two, I would take Oberg to put on the green jacket, and that would be very good for golf. I think it would be awesome, and it would be good for me because I'm not the definition of insanity. Okay, and then I'm gonna go with another. Should I give me a suggestion here? Should I go with a good odds play here or another big name? Because I'm torn, 50-50. All right, I'm gonna go Xander. I'm gonna go with Xander Schauffele. I know that's it can be chalky to some, but I think that Xander. I think he's playing better this year than the start of this year than I've seen him in the past. I think he's got great potential. But the third name that I'm going to just sprinkle in there for you guys, good odds if anybody's betting, is Jacob Bridgman. He is a Clemson guy. I think he's got some great putting skills. I think that he might navigate his way around Augusta quite well. So those are my 3 picks. Outside of, I love Rose, I love Bryson. Those are 2 of the ones I bet a couple weeks ago.
So you think Bridgman? So Bridgman's more so like your dark horse. That's fair to say.
Yeah. I put like Bridgman is like this would be really fun, and I'm not going to be on the wrong side of it if he does get up there.
Yes. I like that. I like those picks. I'm very impressed with the group overall. I'm very impressed with the guy who's sitting in the Masters Edition Rush podcast room at the moment. I have to ask before we move on, if there was a third player, do you have a name? Do you know anyone, or are we settling at the 2 guys right now?
No, I like my big name sleepers. This is one thing. I'm not a Koepka. I don't think Koepka is gonna make any noise,
That's
unfortunately, because I've bought in on him on the past and it just didn't go well at all. I do think when nobody said Matsuyama, he won the damn Masters a few years ago, and he's had some struggles, but he's low key a sleeper. He's a sleeper. He's another one. So if I had to pick my third, I would say him. I do like Schauffele a lot too. I think Schauffele's very underrated. So those are 2 other sleepers. I'll put them as my C and my D, but I definitely got a few names I'm gonna be paying attention to. I always root for Spieth. I want Spieth to do well. I fuck with Spieth. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I know some people have their own opinions on that. But
no, honestly,
I think
he's a great guy.
My dark horse. Spieth is also my dark horse. I've been trying to.
Spieth is his Oberg.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how it pays out. Obviously, Spieth was he's won it before. And I think guys who have won it before who have finished top 5 repeatedly, which is a Bryson, which is a Justin Rose, guys like that, they tend to do well, right? So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm shocked no one chose Scotty, because it feels like it's Scotty versus the field out there this week, like it is every tournament he laces up. And what he's already won it, twice? So impressive as fuck. Yo, before we keep going on with the show, quick shout out to Bond Charge for sponsoring this episode. They just sent me their sauna blanket to try, and I've actually been loving it. Bond Charge makes science-backed wellness products designed to help with things like sleep, recovery, and overall wellness. And their products are built to fit easily into your routine. With everything that we've got going on over here at The Rush, training, travel, recording the podcast, recovery is huge. And finding ways to relax and reset at home makes a massive difference. And for me, that is the sauna blanket. I've been using the sauna blanket mostly after workouts or at night when I'm just winding down. It basically gives you that deep infrared sauna heat at home without having to go anywhere. You just roll it out, get inside, and relax for just a little bit. And I will tell you guys, since I've been using it, it's been a really good way to release tension and reset, especially after training. It creates a solid sweat that helps me loosen up and unwind, and it's honestly pretty easy to work into a normal night routine. Let's take it another step further though, guys, okay? I also like that Bond Charge focuses on premium wellness products that are grounded in science and actually built with a purpose. Another cool thing is, guys, that it's HSA and FSA eligible, which means you can potentially save up to 40% depending on your plan. If you're ready to feel better, go to bondcharge.com and use code RUSH to save 15% off your sauna blanket. Again, that's BONCHARGE.com. Use code RUSH to save 15% off your sauna blanket. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. Back to the show.
Well, I'm beyond impressed that Max literally just dropped Hideki in there. Like, this guy, he is out here doing his homework. Shout out Hideki, because everybody says that he had the greatest Masters meal ever in the history of the game. So that's really good for him.
That's a great. I'm glad you actually brought that up, Max. Really quick, because we know you're getting into the game just briefly, but it sounds like you're here to stay in the golf world. So a lot of people are going to be happy to hear that. But if you were to win the Masters, what type of meal are you bringing in? Because each winner this year, right? So Rory's going to be having his meal out this week for all the guys, and then they go in and then they pretty much rate them. You're basically rated on if you have a good meal or not, right? Whether you're allowed to be in that clubhouse anymore. What would your meal be if you were to win the Masters?
If I were to win the Masters, I would go straight Southern cooking. You're in Georgia, so you got to get that, that Southern hospitality. And for me, everyone knows this, Babe's Chicken is my favorite place on the planet when it comes to a good ass cheat meal. Babe's Chicken, it's in Roanoke, Texas. It was the only one for a long time. Now they have a couple others. They're not the same. Babe's is the original spot in Roanoke, and there's 2 things on the menu, chicken or chicken fried steak. So you order that chicken fried steak, you pour some gravy on that, and then you get mashed potatoes, you get the creamed corn, you get the biscuits with honey, you dip it in some gravy as well, just because it's so fire and it's just unlimited. So you go to Babe's Chicken in Roanoke. We should get a damn paid freaking ad read right now for Babe's Chicken. But that place is so fire, and no matter what, you're never leaving that place upset. It's that good. So that would be my
That's
pick.
fair. Maybe we need to bring a Babe's Chicken out to Vegas, and here's your first opportunity to make that pitch right there. And I think you made a strong
Babe's
case.
Chicken is looking to expand, I will be your number 1 investor. Bring it on down. Mitch, get Mitch on the phone.
Could you
Let's
imagine?
make it happen. We need a Babe's Chicken.
Imagine being the owner and waking up and seeing this on social media next day and being like, holy fuck, I just hit the lottery.
Hey, don't worry. They're going to see a short clip tagged in them. They're not running from it, D. They got to make a decision.
Facts. And just so you guys know, I'm going to read you real quickly what Rory did, right? Max loves this place so much that he was one place. Rory is starting off with a peach ricotta flatbread, rock shrimp tempura, bacon wrapped dates, and grilled elk sliders.
He for sure has the worst meal of all master history right there.
First course is yellowfin tuna, carpaccio. And then you got the main course is Wagyu filet mignon or seared salmon. And then dessert is sticky toffee pudding with vanilla ice cream. And then he's got 4 different wine selections.
What makes the toffee so sticky?
It's been a great episode. I've thoroughly enjoyed our time together, Matt. So Max, you're gonna have to go ahead and end this.
Max, really quick before you do end it, please, brother, give us your monster moment of the weekend, please, or of the week.
All right, y'all. You already know what time it is. It's our monster moment of the week. And this past week, everyone knows it was Easter. And that was my number 1 moment because I got to see Ella for the first time truly get to enjoy Easter and just watch the enjoyment in her face of getting her little basket. We got her little custom basket, put Ella on it. We got the pink, the bunny, all that. And she just was having the time of her life. And she kept going around. She was hiding eggs, making me find it, but she doesn't really know how to play yet, so she just pointed to where she put all the eggs every time. She, it made it easy for me, but I made it hard because, that's just me. So I just go and I start hiding them in all different places, and I'm playing hot and cold and everything, and just seeing the enjoyment in her face, but also just having the crew over. We had Rachel's, parents come over, and we had Daniela, Haley, the whole crew, just hanging out and vibing out. And I got to play Haley. She was talking shit. She used to play basketball, so I got to see, her in a game of horse. We ended up playing 4 games, and I sweeped her and wiped the rug with her. So it was light work. So if Haley, you're watching, don't ever try me again because I'm really like that. And ultimately, it was an incredible Easter. And I truly enjoyed it. And number 1 moment is just seeing Ella's face and the enjoyment, she had just being able to, be the center of attention and run the show like she always does, but also just having fun, running around and Easter egg hunting. So it was amazing. And just being on the other side too, just being a dad and being able to do that. Cause I remember when I was a kid, it was something that I loved and, truly look forward to every single time. So, being on the other side and being, the one kind of putting the plays in motion and having fun with Ella, it was all time. So that's definitely my monster moment of the week. Shout out baby Ella. Shout out the whole fam. It was incredible.
Love it, bro. Nothing like it. Hopefully everybody had a great Easter as well. I'd be remiss if we signed off without this part, but you mentioned being a dad on the other end. Our boy DT is in the home stretch here. Hopefully his son's popping out this week. D, hopefully, fingers crossed for your brother, but nonetheless, it's going to be here anytime. So we're excited for you. Everybody in here, I'm sure, is excited in the comment section too, but it's going to be my God, I'm surrounded by fathers. It's insanity. I'm not better step.
Batter up.
And you're
Batter up, baby.
Yeah, batter up.
He
needs to lock in. I was going to say, yep, he's still our son. For sure. He's still my son. So, hey, it's all good. But anyway.
All good.
Darian, we're so fired up for you, bro. I know you're gonna be an incredible dad, bro, and we're excited to see you thrive in that role. Definitely brings out a different side of you that you never get to, we don't get to experience till we have our kids. So, I'm extremely excited for you, bro. You're gonna absolutely crush it, and it's gonna be wild, bro. We got another one in the pack. Ella's gonna have a little,
Katie will crush
little
it,
friend
bro.
to run around with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
it's gonna
Can't
be amazing.
wait.
And
I
Brogan
appreciate
is
you, boys.
next. You already know.
Yeah, really quick.
know.
Are we sure we want one of me roaming around out there? Let's go! Because I do.
You're having all girls. You're having all girls. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm not going to say no because
100%.
that's how it all starts. That's how the jinxing starts. But all jokes aside, as long as they're all healthy, I think that's all we all care about at the end of the day. Plus, all guys
Amen.
should have a daughter, right? I think if they're able to,
Yes.
gotta have one out there. It's not like we're shopping and we can just pick it out, but nonetheless,
I'll take them.
Yeah,
that's right.
100%.
Bring us
Healthy
home.
kid, happy life. 100%, bro. But yeah,
Right.
that's all we got this week on The Rush. You already know what time it is. We appreciate all you guys tuning in. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, keep liking, and keep showing up. We got a lot of stuff coming. Like we said, we got some incredible guests coming up very, very shortly. We're going to be going out for this F1 deal in Miami. It's going to be a great time. Shout out to Monster. It's going to be an absolute great time. We're going to be able to take the show across the country and really, continue to expand the podcast. And that's what our goal from the beginning was. So we're extremely excited about it. Like I said, shout out to Monster, helping us in that way. And we're really excited. But there's so many other things that we got coming. We got the draft coming up. We got some cooking. We got a lot of other stuff. In the oven, we're just over here like Harden in Houston, 2018, cooking shit up. That's what we do. And we appreciate every single one of y'all tuning in every single week. We love y'all. Brogan, Darian, love y'all. My absolute brothers. Darian, again, baby boy on the way. We love you, bro. Anything you need, you already know that. You call me, I'm picking up. Unless
Yep.
it's about something else that has nothing to do with the baby, because then I might not answer sometimes. You know what it is. It's not personal. I love you. It's not personal, bro. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm just playing. But ultimately, bro, I love you guys to death. My absolute brothers. We appreciate y'all. That's all we got this
Love
week.
you, bro.
We're out of here. Boom.
Peace.
My dogs.